Hi Blender fans and welcome. In today's tutorial what we're going to do is make ourselves a seashell. So X, we're going to delete the cube. I'm just going to add in a mesh, and the mesh we're going to add in is a circle, just like that. Go into the actual properties and we're going to move this circle -1, just like that. And then what we need to do is add in an empty. So I'm going to get an empty, so mesh, go all the way down till you find empty, and we'll do a plane. So what I'm going to do now is we're actually in the empty and we're still up here in the object properties, so I can put -0.96. Let's just put in it the other side of this line, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually put -13 into the rotation of the X, just like that, and in the actual Z we're going to put 6, just like that. So now let's manipulate the circle. So we've got the actual circle. Hit the spanner or the wrench, which is just here. Add a modifier, and we're going to add an array modifier. So array. Now there's two arrays, but we're going to be using the array legacy in this case. So what I'm going to do is take the relatively offset off, and then go to a constant offset and 0 the X, which means that there is 2 copies over the same point. So if we go 0.25, as you see, the copy actually rises to the top. I'm going to actually put this to 250, and then what we can do is go to the object offset. So open it up, click object offset, and then click the empty. And as you can see, we've now got a ring of balls, and that's because we haven't gone into the actual empty and we forgot one thing to do. So I'm just going to change this to 0.98. So now what we're doing is actually the loop is now closing. So the actual different amount you put on this determines how far your loop goes, but 0.98 works in this case. So we've now got, so what I'm going to do is go back into the actual shell itself and apply the modifier, just like this. So now with the modifier applied, we can then go into A. Make sure that you're on line select, because if you're on point select it won't work. So you've got point, line and face, but we want line select. So now what we'll do is we'll right click and we're going to do a thing called bridge edge loops. Just like that. Go out of edit mode by pressing the tab key, shade smooth, and there you have it. You've got a seashell going to a nice point just up there. It's not quite finished, so maybe 250 is not enough. So let's just undo that. Control Z, 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 and I'm just going to take it until this array appears again. And I'm going to put it to 270, which gives it another 20 loops. And then we'll repeat what we do. So A, oops, let's just apply that modifier, then press the tab key, and we'll repeat that. So bridge edge loops, just like that, and it's to a nice point now. So we're to a point, and what we'll do is do what we did last time and just shade smooth it. So we've now got our shell. So with our shell here, you can see that parts of it are going through each other, and you can actually move these out, which actually makes it look a little bit more organic by moving these around. So we can just move certain pieces away from other pieces, and just generally let's just select that ring and just move it out, G and X, just to move it this way until we can actually move it out of place, just like that. And that brings in the wrong place now, so I'm just going to move that over. That G and X, just so it looks correct. And because you give it a bit of shape, it actually gets a more organic shape. And of course you could have a snail or a crab coming out of here or anything like that, and it looks quite good. But now what we're going to do is actually go into the colour section, and we're going to colour this in a little bit just to make it a bit more interesting. As you can see, our sunlight is over here, so I'm just going to move it so over here. In fact, let's look through the camera. As you can see, our shell isn't actually pointing, so let's just go into the N, go into view, go into camera, and we can adjust it so it's in the correct position. And adding extra lights will make your shell look better. So we've got our shell there, and I'll just shut that back down by pressing the N key. Oops, forgot to do one thing. We need to lock the camera back off by deselecting it, and then we can actually zoom in on there and go back into layout. So now we've got this shell, let's give it a bit of colour. So we're going to actually give it a material, new. And what we're going to do, you've got a base colour here, and we're going to change that to a thing called the magic texture. The magic texture is quite good because it gives a really organic look to a shell in this case. But as you can see, the colours are just all over the place, so we're going to actually change the shading, and we'll move this over the magic texture just a bit that way, and we'll add in a colour, and what we're going to do is add a colour ramp. So this actually turns it into a black and white image, which then will allow us to actually add different colours. So I'm just going to click in the middle there and put plus, and let's go for a orangey colour. And I think we've seen them type of shells when we've been on holiday. They're usually in gift shops and things. So, and of course you can add as many colours as you wish into this by pressing the plus, and you can get many different colours, and it's up to you how you adjust them slightly. That's it, just to actually give it that different hue, and it's got a slight blue colour now to it, but you can actually make it darker or lighter. I'm just making it a fraction lighter, so it's just got a very slight blue tinge. And of course you've got the usual things. You've got the amount of shine you've got, how reflective something is, and you can just adjust these until you think the shell looks right to you. I think it needs to be a little bit rougher just to look more real. Let's have a look, just a little bit more. And there you have it. You've made yourself your very own seashell. And of course, you could actually make the crab that you tend to see in these type of shells. It's entirely up to you. But that might be another tutorial, because I like the organic tutorials. But I can't say I've ever done a crab yet. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was a quick one. Thank you for joining me on my channel. Leave a comment, and bye for now. Quite good. Maybe I should spend more time on the actual texture, but yeah. See you later.